Thanks, Anthony. As we continue highlighting local veterans, this next story is for any veteran in our community watching. Today, we introduce you to an Army reservist who has made it her passion to help veterans in need of assistance. She connects them through peer support groups. Jolena Okazaki has her story.
Every day is a different day for Jayni Whitefield. She's an Army veteran who has served for 14 years.
Being a woman in that field, I've always felt, and talking to my other female counterparts, you know, you kind of have something to prove when you come in, and you kind of have to come in with a tougher mentality because it is a man's world. You got to prove that you're just as good to be there.
After all, military life runs in her family, starting with her grandfather.
He served in the Navy. We're the only two besides my stepfather. My stepfather served in the Army, but we were the only three in our family that served. It wasn't something that compelled me, but I've always had like a special place in my heart for the military and service members and stuff.
Today, Jayni still serves, but as a reservist. And right now, she works at Permia Care. The center is the mental health authority for the Permian Basin, and Jayni is the veteran representative, which means that her job makes life easier for other veterans.
You have to be a veteran to be in that position because you have to be able to relate with other veterans. I'm also a spouse of a veteran. My husband serves still. I know both sides of it. I know what it's like to be at home while your service member serves and you're stuck home with the family. I know the hardships that get called upon because of your service.
But the service of others can be tough when it comes to civilian life. Whether it's mental health issues, PTSD, or substance abuse, to name a few, any veteran who is needing help can get it. And that's why Jayni's here. She works with several organizations in the community to show veterans the resources available for anything they're looking for.
A lot of veterans that have been coming to me lately, they need like rental assistance, they need assistance with food. I've been dealing with some homeless veterans, right? They're needing a place to go. I make it my mission to help veterans, especially older veterans that don't know their resources out there.
And it's not just veterans, but the families who also need that guidance for a stronger foundation at home.
Say their veteran came home and they didn't talk about their service and they just don't know. They don't understand. They need to connect with somebody that does understand that. So I'm trying to bring all these people together.
And all of this is done at no cost. So why does it matter? Well, for veterans, sometimes the life-changing moments are just a phone call away.
You don't know what you don't know. And I had this one vet I was dealing with. He was Korean War and elderly, and he needed hearing aids for 10 years, and he couldn't afford them. They're $4,000 for hearing aids, and he's like, I already spent $4,000 on my first pair, and these went bad after 10 years, and he's like, I need another pair, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get you hooked up with the VA. He got the VA health care, and he got hearing aids free of charge. The VA covered it 2 months later, and that's all it took.
Jayni helps facilitate several types of peer support groups, a safe space where veterans can talk and support one another.
Being around people is actually helpful, especially coming from the same background, so it's pretty good. You always have somebody to talk to, not in the problems alone. Somebody else can relate to you.
A lot of service members that are in the service, the thing they love about it, both men and women, it's the camaraderie in the service, that brotherhood, that sisterhood. It's just this unbreakable bond that we have, and you could barely know somebody, but if you had served and went through the same experience that they went through, you're tied for life. You've got each other's back. That's just what we're taught from the get-go. And when that person gets out of the service, they lose that and they kind of self-isolate. So that's what these peer groups help.
And although Jayni continues to serve part-time, the big focus full-time is serving the ones who have also served for us.
I love what I do. I wouldn't have served 14 years plus, right, if I didn't love what I did in the service.
If you're a veteran or a family member of a veteran who needs help, Jayni says don't hesitate to reach out to Permia Care. You won't be charged for a consultation. You can find more details on our website, newswest9.com.